Hey everyone, Chris with the Kentucky Woodsman's channel. You know, one thing I have found that throughout the last few years, the more technology that we have and that we use day to day, the more we're taking into the backcountry with us, whether we're kayaking, whether we're hiking, truck or car camping, fishing, whatever it may be. We're all the time carrying our technology with us. Either it be in the form of a GoPro camera, maybe it's in the form of our cell phones, could be a GPS, could be a CPAP machine if you have sleeping problems. It could be a little bit of anything that we have to have power when we're in a camping situation or off grid. So what do you do in that situation? There is portable generators that you can buy that are very expensive. They do a good job, but they're very expensive. What if that's not an option? What if you don't want to spend? What if you just simply don't want to spend that kind of money on a portable generator or a large battery bank? Well, I've been working on this, like I said, I've been working on this about all summer. There is some units like this, very similar here on YouTube that you will find. To the best of my knowledge, this is the only one like this one anywhere. I do not use anyone else's plans or schematics or anything like that to build this unit. I am an electrician and a PLC programmer by trade. I know a little bit about electricity and know a little bit what I need to do to make things work. Now, that being said, you can make this and not be an electrician. If you can follow basic electricity, you can build one just like this. All this is a Harbor Freight. It's coming from Harbor Freight, a plastic ammo box. It's the smallest ammo box they sell. It is 2 switches, which I picked up at the local automobile parts store. Actually, I think they came from AutoZone, I believe. And then you have this device right here, which includes 2 USB outlets, a DC voltmeter, and a 12 volt automobile style socket. And one last thing that I have added is this LED strip light. This will surprise you. To look at this right now, I'm sure you're thinking there's no way they could put out any light. Let me tell you, it will surprise you. But you're going to have to hang on to that, because I'll get to it in a little bit. What I am powering this with is, I'm powering it with the rechargeable 6 volt sealed lead acid batteries that comes out of security lights. Like if the power goes out, they automatically kick on. I actually had access to some of them. They were given to me at work, to be honest with you. And I took 4. Now they're 6 volt. This is a 12 volt system. What do you do? Well, if you wire something in series, the voltage doubles. If you wire it in parallel, the current goes up. That being said, I had 4 6 volt batteries, so I wired 2 each 6 volt batteries into series, which made for 2 12 volt power sources. I then took those 2 12 volt power sources and wired them into parallel to up my current. This will average, if you look at it, you can see it, 13.9 volts, which is approximately the same thing that you'll find in your automobile vehicle. I can charge multiple cell phones. I can run a small rechargeable fan off of this. I even have a small inverter, which I'll show you here shortly, that I can run off of this. So far, with just not above average use, but not below average use, I can get about 24 hours or a little more out of one charge of these batteries. That being said, if I went to a higher current battery, my runtime would be longer. I have future plans of making another unit, which I'll hopefully be showing you before winter's over, that has a lot more bells and whistles, and it's also going to have a lot bigger battery and power source. Now, what this allows me to do, like I said, I turn this on. Now I have all this fused. This device right here and my little light on the side are all fused together. Now other units out there, they'll get like a fuse block and they'll individually fuse everything. Well, that looks neat. Makes it look technical. Nothing wrong with it. It's a good idea. But you can fuse everything with just a larger fuse. You know, combine all your amperages and all that, and you can use a bigger fuse and basically have the same thing, and you only have to worry about one fuse that way. Alright, say you need to charge your cell phone. You have two different outlets on here. You have the 2.1 amp and you have your 1 amp. Both of them 5-volt USB. These work great for charging, like I said, your cell phones. They work great for charging GoPros. They work great for even, to be honest with you, for recharging the small battery packs. Use a battery pack to charge a battery pack. Nothing wrong with that. My 12-volt outlet, I can use it to add. I can actually use this to add extra USB outlets by simply plugging one of the adapters in there. Hang on, I'll show you that. Okay, so like I can plug this adapter in here, and now I actually have 4 USB outlets. Pretty handy. I actually don't have one of these inside the ammo can yet, but I will have before it's over with. This would, like, endless possibilities. USB is probably one of the best things that ever happened to rechargeable devices. Alright, that being said, how long do I charge this and what do I charge it with? So far, I've been using a vehicle automobile battery charger. I set it on the lowest setting, which is 2 amps, and I charge it somewhere in the neighborhood of about 3 to 4 hours. Doesn't overcharge, doesn't undercharge. It's perfect for this unit right here. This unit is well, I won't say it's very compact, but it's compact enough that you could carry it on a kayaking camping trip. You could carry it easily on a boat if you were taking a boat somewhere up the lake or something to go camping or fishing or whatever. It easily goes on a car camping trip. I don't know that it would be great on a backpacking trip, but to be honest with you, you're probably not going to be wanting to carry that much powered items on a backpacking trip anyway, other than maybe a small battery bank and a charger cord for your cell phone. That would be about it. This, like I said, this is very handy for what it was designed for. Now I promised you I would show you this light, so let's do that right now. Like I said, you can't appreciate this light till you see it. Most of them, and I will say this much, most people out there on the internet are using 2 small, I would say the diameter of a pencil LEDs, just a small, like a pinpoint type light. Well, this is an area light. You turn this on, boom, super bright. Okay, you say, Chris, you're in a well-lit garage or somewhat well-lit garage. I don't know how impressive that is. Let's go outside and I'll show you. Okay, you can see how dark it is. Now we're out in the yard and I'm getting ready to turn the light on. Boom. These LED strips are amazing. If you're going to build one of these projects, I highly recommend using the strip lighting instead of the 2 little pinpoint lights. These are much brighter. Actually, they're I would even say that they're a little more durable because they are rubbery and flexible and they move. They have double-sided tape. You can tape them to the outside. Use the double-sided tape. It uses the same type of 3M tape that body molding on vehicles uses. As you can see, it really lights up the area. It's great to use in a campsite when you're fixing dinner in the evening. I don't know exactly what the run time is with this light on, but it does not pull much current at all. And I know I've used it for 3 or 4 hours and never really noticed a huge difference in the amperage or the voltage on the battery. Why am I showing you this? I'm not trying to sell any of these. I'm not trying to sell the parts for them. I'm not trying to sell schematics or nothing. I wanted to show people this, to show you what you can do. You do not have to pay $200 and $300 or even more for a rechargeable battery bank. These grand total in this unit right here. Now, like I said, I did have the batteries give to me, so that was one of the bigger expenses that I do not have. But grand total, I might have $60 in the whole unit. And like I say, with all my projects, I did get the satisfaction of doing it myself. If you are indeed interested in building one of these and you would like to see the build of this project in a video, let me know. We can work that out. We can make that happen. Like I said, I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm not trying to sell parts. I'm not trying to sell the units. I just wanted everyone to see what you can do with just a little bit of ingenuity. And like I said, this is super handy for kayak camping, camping out on a boat, at the cabin. I plan on using this at the off-grid cabin a lot. I've already used it a lot this summer. It is very handy. I have tested it thoroughly before I put it in video form, and I'm convinced on it. I like the little unit. I've showed it to a lot of people when I went camping, and I think everyone agrees that this is very handy. Not because I made it, just because it is handy. It's great in an off-grid situation. If you're interested in building one of these, drop me a message. If you want to have the schematic, I can send you a rough schematic of how I wired this and what I did. I do have one other thing I want to show you with this unit before we end the video, and that's running the little small inverter. You can buy small DC to AC inverters at any of the big box stores. You can't run a giant one off of this because it would drain it very fast, but you can run a smaller one off of it and it not draw the battery down too quick, and you can use it to charge laptop batteries or any number of things like that. So hang on, I'll show you that. Okay, I actually have foam packed inside the box here to kind of protect the batteries from moving around. They do not fill the entire box, so I had some space I wanted to take up. I also have room to store a small 120 watt inverter. And what you do, simply this right here. I do not recommend turning your voltage on and then plugging something like this in. I recommend plugging it in before you apply the voltage if possible. Basically, you turn your power on. I don't know if you can hear it or not. A little fan is going inside there. But you have 110 volts, and you also have more USB outlets. Like I said, multiple uses. We have stated the obvious, like the camping trips, kayaking trips, just everything in the world. But it's also would be great in a emergency, like if you had a power outage or storms or a environmental disaster, whatever the case may be. When you have no power and you don't have the ability to charge your batteries, would be great for that. So, like I said, if you're interested, drop me a message, and I'll send you, or I can email you a copy of the schematic that I used to build this. Like I said, there is others on YouTube. You're going to find all different kinds. Most of them are quite a bit fancier than what I have done here. They're great designs. I'm not knocking the designs. Matter of fact, that may be my ultimate goal, is to build some of these more expensive units. But for a very basic unit, for a very little amount of money, this is hard to beat. This device right here off of eBay was about $13. Like I said, the light switch is about $2. The LED light, I did not tell you how much that was. The LED strip was $10. And so far I've only found one place that I can get them. There may be others, but I've only found one that you can purchase these. The box, of course, I want to say was $6.99 or something like that at Harbor Freight. I don't remember exactly. But very easy project to make, very easy project to wire, and just about as handy as anything you could ever imagine. And the neat thing too is if you get one of the small solar charge controllers, you could actually set this up to charge off of solar panels as you're going down the river, going down the road, just sitting in camp, whatever the case may be. So, hope this helps someone out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. I know this is not an adventure video. I know this is, not even outdoors, to be honest with you. But this is something that we could all use in the outdoors, and something that would prove very handy in most every situation we find ourselves in. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on down the trail.